In the mid-1970s, while most people were busy chasing complicated business ideas, a man named Gary Dahl was sitting in a bar, listening to his friends complain about their pets, the cost, the responsibility, the mess, the constant care. And in that moment, something strange clicked in his mind, because what if there was a pet that didn't need food, didn't make noise, didn't die, and never caused problems? What if the perfect pet was nothing at all? That's when Gary jokingly said, "You should just get a pet rock." And normally, jokes die where they're born. But Gary didn't laugh it off. Instead, he paused, because he realized something most people miss. The joke itself was memorable, not useful, not logical, not even smart, but memorable. And in business, memorability is dangerous, because attention always comes before money. Gary wasn't a rich entrepreneur. He wasn't backed by investors. And he didn't invent anything new. He simply looked at an ordinary object, a rock, something everyone had ignored forever, and asked a forbidden question. What if people paid for this? Not because it had value, but because the idea of it made them feel something. Gary Dahl didn't just sell rocks, he sold a story. And this is where the genius really begins, because he placed a rock inside a custom cardboard box with air holes, like a real pet carrier, and included a humorous instruction manual explaining how to train your pet rock to sit, stay, and do absolutely nothing. And suddenly, what should have been a worthless object became a product with personality. Stores began selling them as gag gifts, then as conversation pieces, then as cultural symbols. And before anyone could fully understand what was happening, pet rocks exploded across America, selling over 1 million units in a matter of months, turning Gary Dahl into a millionaire almost overnight. People laughed, critics mocked it, intellectuals called it stupid, but customers kept buying, because they weren't paying for the rock, they were paying for the feeling of being in on the joke. And this is a brutal lesson in finance. Markets don't reward intelligence, they reward emotion. Gary understood that humans don't always buy usefulness, they buy novelty, humor, identity, and timing. And in a world drowning in serious products, something absurd stood out like a signal flare. What makes this story uncomfortable is not that Gary Dahl sold rocks, it's that it worked, because it forces us to confront a truth most people don't want to accept. Value is not fixed, it's perceived. And perceived value can be created faster through storytelling than through years of labor. Gary's success didn't come from hard work in the traditional sense, or from innovation in technology. It came from understanding attention, packaging, and timing better than everyone else. And this is why pet rock still matters today, because in the modern economy, the most powerful assets are ideas that travel, jokes that spread, and stories people want to repeat. Gary Dahl didn't build a long-lasting empire, and the trend eventually faded. But that docility erased the lesson, it sharpens it. Money does not always flow to the best product. It flows to the most interesting one. And the real question this story leaves us with is uncomfortable but important. How many rocks are you ignoring right now, simply because they don't look serious enough to be valuable?